Hey guys, so today I'm gonna watch a video about rich people, which is I'm just like saving money for rent, but yeah, I'm gonna watch a video about rich people because I don't know, try to put salt on my rooms. I don't know. Let's just watch the video.
While China and the United States have been battling it out on who houses the most billionaires, quietly over the years, India has been ranking in more and more members into the uber elite class.
I love that they're actually showing this because you know how many times people are talking in the media about India as a third world country, and I'm keep saying them like, do you want to see pictures of the amazing houses and places that I want to live in India? It's just like it's crazy. I love that they did this video.
Yet, at the same time, the wealth gap between the rich and the average Indian citizen is increasing.
Yeah, I mean that is a problem. However, you need to also acknowledge the fact that there are rich people in India.
But what is life like for the rich in the Asian country? Well, that's what we're going to explore today. We'll examine the perks and struggles of holding a fortune in India, and we'll see some of the most exorbitant purchases that have taken place in India. So, let's get started. Between 2010 to 2017, India was reportedly adding a new billionaire into their ranks every 33 days on average. Back in 2000, the nation had only 9 billionaires. In 2017, the nation had 101 billionaires residing within.
I'm sorry, it's just like it's so funny because I'm saving money to pay rent, and those people are just like adding up, more and more rich people, and I'm just like, whoa. I'm sorry, it's super funny, for me at least.
According to Forbes' most recent look at
you see there's a flag of Israel there.
countries with the most billionaires, India now has 140 billionaires. This figure puts them in third place in the world rankings, beating Germany, which has 136 billionaires. At the time of the list being published, India's richest held a collective $596 billion between them. This was a 90% increase from the previous year when it was $313 billion. The person that tops India's richest list is Mukesh Ambani. He made his fortune being the majority shareholder and chairman of the conglomerate Reliance Industries. The company also created one of the country's biggest telecommunication companies, Jio. Due to all this, at the time of writing, Ambani has an estimated net worth of $79.7 billion, making him the richest person in India and in all of Asia.
I also love the fact that they're like not telling, I don't know if this is not the only one, but I love the fact that they're actually showing like he is rich because he did something. He did not just like born to a rich family and that's it. Like he actually worked hard for his money. So I should remember that I need to work even harder for pay rent and food and stuff.
Currently, the second richest person in India is Gautam Adani and his family. The majority of his fortune stems from being the founder and chairman of Adani Group. He also owns the coal mine Abbot Point, Mundra Port, and has a 74% stake in Mumbai International Airport.
So he's like
At the
all
time
over.
of writing, he and his family have an estimated net worth of $55.9
Ooh, let's just like destroy this little ass right now.
billion. The industrialist Shiv Nadar made his cash from co-founding the IT firm HCL Technologies. Like Jeff Bezos' Amazon, HCL was also created in a garage. Due to forming HCL, Nadar is currently the third richest person in India. At the time of writing, he has a net worth of $25.6 billion. On top of his business acumen, Nadar has also funneled a reported $662 million into his Shiv Nadar Foundation. The rich in India are seemingly looking to leave the country. In 2015, it was discovered by New World Wealth that India had the second highest number of millionaires leaving their country.
This is a problem. I'm interrupted all the time. Why when people don't understand that they needed to help the country be bigger and help to support the people in this country, it's just like don't have all the money to yourself and don't do something good for the greater good. I mean, yeah, you can go. I do understand. A lot of people also say that it is not financially smart to open, how to say it, like operations and stuff in Israel, and it's cheaper to go abroad. However, there are some, I know that there are some factories and stuff that people are actually focusing on doing things in Israel and not like going abroad, especially because of the fact that they're trying to also help the community and help people. And yeah, maybe it will be cheaper for you to go to a different place and open your businesses elsewhere, and you will get more money. However, remember where you came from and try to, don't just take all the money and run. Like, use this money in order to help yourself, because in the end, when you die, you don't have that money, and people will tell stories about you, and those stories will be what will left of you. So try to make those stories good, and not, oh, he gained a lot of money and then he ran with it. Just like, think a little bit.
Number 1 was China. Between 2000 and 2014, 61,000 of India's top earners had moved abroad. The favored nations to move to include the US, the UK, Australia, and the UAE. The reasons for leaving stem from security concerns, tax increases, and the desire for better education possibilities for their children.
So open schools. I'm just like, if you want something, this is why when people always ask me how Israel is always like having like low, how there's so many people and so many employees in Israel and stuff, like, if you want something to happen, make it happen. Don't fly to a different country because they have better schools. Open a better school here in your country. Why is this sound so weird to people to try to make sure that like this place will be good? Like, you do know that a better school was opened because someone wanted to open a better school in their area. So like, you can do the exact same thing and go and open a better school in your area, and then think how amazing it will be that people will fly from different countries of the world to study in India because you opened the best school. Like, I cannot with rich people who don't try to understand that their money is not it's not giving them permission to not understand how the world actually works.
In 2019, 7,000 millionaires left the country for newer pastures. The citizen residency advisory firm Henley & Partners claimed in February 2021 that Indian nationals were the most active in inquiring with them on such programs as citizenship by investment or residence by investment. This is
I'm not saying that this is a bad thing if you want to move to somewhere else and, reinvent yourself or try something new and challenge yourself a little bit more. Yeah, do that. However, remember where you came from.
Essentially, when a person will receive citizenship or permission to reside within a country in exchange for financial investment of some kind.
Makes sense.
Top countries that Indians thought about going to include Canada, Portugal, and Austria. One of the most popular packages in Europe is the Portugal Golden Residence Permit Program. As long as a person spends at least 350,000 euros, around $412,000 on real estate, they will gain a residency permit.
I don't have that
As
money.
for the expensive items that India's richest have splashed the cash on, we first have Antilia Tower. It's billed as the most expensive home in the world. So with a title like that, of course it's the home of the richest Indian national.
I'm sorry, but this building, I'm not saying, yeah, it maybe look beautiful on the on the inside, but on the outside, I really didn't like the way it looks.
Mukesh Ambani. With 27 stories, the tower was constructed in 2010 and overlooks the city of Mumbai. Some features include 3 helipads, a 50-seat cinema, 9 elevators, and a grand ballroom. According to one of the architects on the project, the construction cost nearly $2 billion.
Whoa.
Yet there's been claims of it being as high as $5 billion. In 2010, for 1 month, it was discovered that the electricity bill was a massive $109,000.
Makes sense.
When people from loaded families get married, they like to go all out when it comes to their special day. In 2016, Brahmani, the daughter of Gali Janardana Reddy, was getting married, so they held a 5-day lavish wedding. Altogether, the event reportedly cost around $74 million. This drew the ire of Indian citizens as this happened during a cash flow crisis. Brahmani's sorry.
Like, I do understand why it is not like they don't have to share their money because they worked for it and this is their special day. However, like, even if you're doing something like this, like, don't like rub it in, don't like shove it to people's faces, like, ooh, look how much money I have, because well, I just realized that I'm doing the exact same thing to me right now, rubbing like rubbing rich people on my face just to say like, look at them. However, this is not cool.
Is said to have cost $2.5 million, while the jewelry she wore amounted to $13 million. Then in 2018, there was the Ambani Piramal wedding.
Let's get the ads.
Isha, the daughter of Mukesh Ambani, married Anand, the son of billionaire Ajay Piramal. A number of celebrities were guests, including Hillary Clinton, Deepika Padukone, and Sachin Tendulkar. Even Beyonce was there to perform. There were reports that the wedding cost up to $100 million.
Imagine having enough money to have a wedding and book Beyonce.
While others claim it was closer to $15 million. Private jets have always been a favorite toy amongst billionaires. In 2015, consulting firm Frost & Sullivan claimed that 12% of the world's private plane market was made up of Indian nationals. In that same year, around 142 planes were estimated to be owned by Indians. According to reports, some of these jets went up to $310 million in value. Canadian plane creators Bombardier estimated to deliver 1,215 planes to India between 2014 to 2033. The managing director and chairman of the Raymond Group, Gautam Singhania, had his net worth estimated as high as $1.4 billion in his career. He happens to be one such billionaire that has a plane. In 2016, he reportedly owned a Bombardier Challenger 600. At the time, these jets cost up to $21 million. While the affluent in India are getting richer, the wealth isn't exactly trickling down to the average citizen. In fact, all the extra capital for the billionaires has actually increased the inequality gap. In 2018, Oxfam examined the growing divide in India. They found that the top 10% of the country's wealthiest controlled 77% of the total national wealth, with 73% of the wealth generated going to the top 1%. While the poorest half of the population only saw their wealth increase by 1%. Oxfam found that for a minimum wage worker in rural India to reach the yearly salary of a highly paid executive, it would take that worker 941 years.
Yeah, well, but he is doing something different. It is, I mean, I understand that they're trying to shock, however, this is not, their job is not the same job. So it is kind of weird to do that, like, this is not 1 + 1 =, it's not the same.
After all, the lowest paid citizens often make less than $5 per day. The recent global situation has worked in India's billionaires' favor. In the space of a year from 2020 to 2021, a number of wealthy had their net worths increase massively. Mukesh Ambani's reportedly rose as much as $15 billion, while Gautam Adani's net worth increased by $13 billion. By the end of 2020, the top 1% of earners reportedly controlled 40.5% of the nation's wealth, a rise of 7% from 2000, according to Credit Suisse. Final fact finish. The most expensive piece of art created by an Indian artist was sold in March 2021. Via the auction house Saffron Art, the untitled work of V.S. Gaitande from 1961 went for around $5.5 million. That record was very nearly short-lived, as the 1931 work titled In the Lady's Enclosure by Amrita Shergill was sold in July 2021
But why are you
for
not, like, showing the
$5.14
paintings?
million. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Okay, let's talk about what we just saw. First of all, they use the same videos again and again. So and as a rich people, they have a lot of different videos, so they could like edit it a little better. However, I I'm not sure what to think about it, because I think I already said what I think when I was blabbing in the video. I really believe that you, like, the whole point that you're getting a lot of money and not, like, I'm not telling you give all your money to poor people. Absolutely not. There is a reason why you got all this money. There is a reason because you worked hard on it. However, I am saying that you need to think how you can make sure that this money will also benefit you. And if you are opening, if you live in a country and you're opening shops, and if you're opening and like giving people jobs there, then yeah, maybe you can, maybe those people will still be poor. However, they will still have a job, they will have a paycheck by the end of the week, month, year. I don't know how you guys pay your money. Well, when we are talking about the tax and stuff, I don't know what to say about this because tax are scaring me. I don't understand anything about them. However, I do know, yeah, it maybe because if people will lower the tax, so the rich people will still be in India, so people will be get upset about that and say that the rich people are benefiting from this. So honestly, I don't have an opinion about this because I don't understand finance and stuff like this. What is like the major thing that is bothering me is the fact that those people, they're so rich because they created so many things and they opened things that got them all this money, and not even one of them thought about the fact that, like, if you're open a lot of factories and stuff, you can also open a school and you can also make sure your children will get a good education in your country because you have enough money and enough resources to actually do this. So to fly for a different country to get a better education, I don't buy it, and I think this is stupid because if you can open a factory, you can open a school, and you can give a lot of people jobs, and you can pay them a little more. And if the company is actually getting more and more money and you become rich because of that, think of giving back to the community, and I don't know, maybe give them the paycheck with a little bit more money so they, God forbid, they will not get rich. No, not like you are the most rich person in the world, like, good job. However, like, try to give them enough money in order for them to be able to buy food and not get worried, and like be able to, I don't know, live in a respectful way. And don't give me this this whatever, the whole you're born poor and then your reincarnation, and every time you get like more and more up. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. I really believe this is something you should work on in like such a different attitude, in such a different way. And yeah, I don't know, I'm not saying rich people should not be exist. I'm saying rich people should look around and see how they can help themselves, because most of the people, like, you don't get rich if you're giving a lot of money to other people, but they need to see how they can help themselves, and at that path also to help other people. Yeah, because like I said, when you open a school in your area, you can actually teach your children the values that you grew up on. Because listen, think how spoiled your children are if your daughters and sons have a wedding in with like $5 million, and I'm sure you did not grow up with just like $5 million like to throw at whatever, at like a toy when you're 5. So just like try to think how spoiled your children will be if you're not going to give them the same values you had when you were a child. I'm not saying don't give them money. I'm saying make sure that they have chance to find themselves, and maybe just maybe they will be amazing and open shops and factories and so many, and have developed so many ideas and stuff, and be rich at their own, like with their own ideas and values. But just like, I don't know, it's so weird to me that people are just like, I'm rich now, so my children and the future generations will not have the same beliefs and the same life and the same, I don't know, the same reality as me, because I want them to not understand the hard work I put in. It's just like, it sounds weird to me. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.